Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visite suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nasze programy oferują wiele języków. Prosimy zobaczyć suprememastertv.com/schedule.
If you care about fellow humans, if you care about other animals, if you care about this planet, this is something that you can do. This is not sacrifice. On the contrary, you will be happy.
Please continue watching to find out more precious sharing from Venerable Tashi Nyima.
Vegan, let us build a bridge to heaven.
Ho gaat het met jou means how are you in Dutch. I'm Alice. The people of Belgium thank you for your kind-heartedness and pray for a vegan world to soon become a reality. May God's divine blessings and peace always accompany you and your families. The Venerable Tashi Nyima was born in the West Indies, where he studied with the Dominican and Jesuit priests in his youth. Later, he also trained to become a priest before following his Buddhist inner call, after which the enthusiastic Tashi Nyima traveled and practiced with many distinguished Tibetan teachers from various Buddhist schools. Finally, he settled his heart wholly with the Jonang lineage and devoted himself to Gyabye Tashi Norbu Rinpoche. Currently, the Venerable Tashi Nyima is leading the Universal Compassion Buddhist Congregation, a spiritual organization that has solid footprints in the USA and Mexico. To the surprise of many, the Venerable Tashi Nyima has been vegan for more than 50 years and is well known for his animal people rights advocacy. Specialized retreats for animal people activists and the Buddha's Bowl spiritual book are some of his remarkable contributions to a new vegan world. On today's show, we are fortunate to have a heartfelt conversation with the Venerable Tashi Nyima on various topics, embracing the fundamentals of Buddhist teachings and veganism. Mindful viewers, in the previous episode, we have heard from the Venerable Tashi Nyima about the basic spiritual principles of non-violence, as well as about his spiritual book. Let's continue the soulful discussion with the Venerable on science and spiritual veg topics on today's program.
We spend millions of dollars and cry millions of tears over things that are completely avoidable, right? Much of our chronic disease comes from our habit of ingesting animal products. The pandemic that we just discussed, the water scarcity, the deforestation, all these things we are causing, and we are causing it with our mouth, right? I think it was Gandhi who said that the worst weapon of mass destruction in the hands of humans is a fork, because it's with the fork that we are killing the planet and we're killing ourselves. So yes, we need to make a stand. We need to make a stand for sanity. We need to make a stand for morality. We need to make a stand for compassion, of course. And this is not the first disease that is caused by our brutality towards animals, right? These are zoonotic diseases, the same as zoo, right? Z-O-O, meaning it comes from animals because of the way we manage our relationships with them are not healthy. And therefore, what comes out of that relationship, of that unhealthy relationship, is destructive to health, destructive to their health, and destructive to our health. So if we want to avoid pandemics, we need to change the way we relate to other sentient beings. And the sooner we admit it, the sooner we'll be able to at least prevent another great pandemic. There's so much we can do as a remedy to the problems. We have to stop these pandemics before they start. And the only way to stop them before they start is to stop abusing animals.
The Venerable Tashi Nyima praises science and reality-based documentaries such as Eating Our Way to Extinction for reinforcing his warning to meat-eaters and urges them to watch these valuable films for their own good.
We have had so many wonderful presentations, right, that show us if we don't change our ways, we're not going to survive. There's an interesting study out that says that a very significant portion of young people on the planet have great anxiety, clinical anxiety over climate change. We are recognizing, and the young people are recognizing it faster than us older folks, that what we are doing cannot continue. That if we don't stop now, it may be too late. In fact, there are scientists that said we have already gone beyond the tipping point, right? The first consideration is, are we doing what is right? Are we doing what is necessary? Are we doing what is beneficial for ourselves and for others? And if the answer is no, then we have to change our ways. And all these wonderful documentaries, like the one you mentioned, but also others like Seaspiracy or Cowspiracy, there's also Forks Over Knives, there's so many of them that people can watch and just become educated about what is it that is happening, that we are doing as a species in this world. It's right there. It's available for all of us to see.
Following the global state of emergency on June 26, 2020, our beloved Supreme Master Ching called for the world to wake up and be vegan. This powerful message is fully endorsed by the Venerable Tashi Nyima.
I fully endorse because it is the overriding concern right now. People think, oh no, well, the problem is climate change. But how do we deal with climate change? We deal with climate change by removing the fundamental cause, which is animal farming. Well, there's something that we have to do about the climate. It's not something that the government needs to do. It's something that each and every one of us has to do. So this call to the individual, what you put in your mouth is creating this disaster. It's not somebody else's responsibility. It's your responsibility. And you can begin. We used to say a long time ago, peace begins in your plate, but climate healing begins in your plate as well. Kindness begins in your plate. Compassion begins in your plate. Reasonable activity begins in your plate. If you care about fellow humans, if you care about other animals, if you care about this planet, this is something that you can do. This is not sacrifice. On the contrary, you will be happy, the planet will be happy, the animals will be happy, and we'll all be healthy.
The Venerable Tashi Nyima also expresses his full support for our beloved Supreme Master Ching urgent plea to all religious and spiritual leaders to guide and direct their followers to adopt the compassionate, loving vegan diet.
Certainly, I fully endorse that call from the Supreme Master. I think it is very important, particularly for religious leaders, to understand that this is the pressing issue of our time, right? If we do not address this, there will be no other issue that is important enough, because there will be no future for any of us. So I fully embrace this call to all religious leaders to try their very best to convey the importance of abandoning all killing, abandoning all harm, so that we can at least begin to heal this planet, or at the very least heal ourselves.
Compassionate viewers, let's wrap up today's program with a heartfelt prayer from the Venerable Tashi Nyima for a soon-to-be vegan planet and an encouraging message for Supreme Master Television.
Yes, we always pray at the beginning and at the end of all our Dharma sessions. We have a prayer, and although it doesn't specifically mention veganism, it does mention the basis of it, which is that we need to do that which brings happiness, and we need to avoid that which brings suffering. So we pray, may all be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all embrace happiness and the causes of happiness. May all abide in peace, free from self-grasping. May all attain the union of wisdom and compassion. Om Ahum Soha. I actually have, yes, as I mentioned, I used to go very frequently to the Loving Hut, and they always had the screens going. And I saw many times the shows. There was a big musical event that I have seen, very beautiful. There was a show of some wonderful artwork, some dresses, some lamps, some paintings. Yes, I've seen some, and I've heard some of the lectures on meditation, and I always find them very uplifting and very clear and very accessible. I think it's a great service. It's a great service that you are doing for people in general, and bringing them this message that is the only message that will actually save this world. This is Tashi Nyima. You are watching Supreme Master Television.
No animal needs to die in order for me to live, and that makes me feel good. Howard Lyman, vegan.
Beautiful viewers, thank you for your warm company for today's show. We are so grateful to the Venerable Tashi Nyima for sharing his message of changing the urgent situation of our planet by being vegan. May all sentient beings, including our beloved animal people friends, always be showered with Buddha's love and divine protection.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VR.